Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday night, not Thursday night, but it is Wednesday night. Welcome to the Cantina Happy Hour. Pull up a stool, have a drink, and let's talk about some Star Wars. I am your host, David. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
Doing fine.
Are you Are you getting snow right now?
No, but it's 19 degrees out.
Oh gosh.
Well, I'm sitting at 31. They're expecting snow. They called everybody at work today. Everybody at the office. They said everybody stay home, except for Dave's group. And we literally. I mean, seriously, you laughed. I'm being deadly serious. We have to go in tomorrow. But they said, "Oh, don't worry. It'll probably be like half a day, unless we call it off at some point in the middle of the night." And I'm like, all right, whatever. Also with us tonight is Cam. Cam, how are you? You're sitting in the frigid cold of 51 friggin' degrees.
Yeah, 51 degrees in Florida. I mean, as far as Florida goes, this might as well be like Arctic weather.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Also with us tonight is Andrew. Andrew, how are you this evening?
Doing good. Surviving the Texas cold. We're supposed to get hit with potential small snow tomorrow. A lot of rain, ice. Not going anywhere. So yeah, it's been fun.
And then also with us tonight is a very special guest from the Dingus Den, Mr. Spencer. How are you this evening, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great, surviving out in the very cold weather in Kentucky is where I'm at. We've had a lot of snow. I'm grateful that I'm not any more south to where a lot of ice and power outages happen. So, but yeah, hanging in over here. So
we haven't got that far yet. We're not quite there. Like I said, our precipitation doesn't start till early tomorrow morning, late tonight, early tomorrow morning. So anyway, so tonight, before we get started with Skeleton Crew, we had James Mangold. He's the director, right, of the new Dawn of the Jedi movie, or I don't think it's called. Is it called Dawn of the Jedi, or are we just calling it that right now? Because that's kind of what it is. I think that's just kind of what it is.
Yeah, that's the fan base's working title.
So we're going to call this the Mega Super Prequel because it happens about 25,000 years prior to the events of The Phantom Menace and A New Hope and Force Awakens. So, he explains what drew him in to make this movie. A Star Wars movie would be taking place 5,000 years before any known Star Wars movies take place. It's an area and a playground that I've always wanted to explore, that I was inspired by as a teenager. I'm not that interested in being handcuffed by so much lore at this point that it's almost immovable and you can't please anybody. And I completely agree. This is a blank slate. People will have absolutely nothing to complain about because there is nothing about this that has been written ever. I don't think. This is going to be a fresh canvas to paint on. And whoever complains about it, just at that point, they just need to complain. That's all they want is just to complain about something. So.
The hashtag not my old republic.
Not my Mecca old republic. Not my ancient republic.
I personally like the idea of what he's going to go for it. So we'll see what happens.
I enjoy
Hopefully something actually happens because, of Lucasfilm's track record of announcing these movies and not happening. And he just put out that he was the director of that new Complete Unknown movie, right?
Yeah.
And so this could be his next project. I don't know.
There was 3 movies announced. One for sure we know is happening. I think have they started filming Mandalorian and Grogu yet, or is it?
They finished filming.
They have
It is
finished.
finished filming. So we already know that one's in the can, right? So they announced 3 movies. One of them's done. They're a third of the way through their promises. I have hopes. I have high hopes. So, but anyway, I digress. So anyway, just a little snippet about the thing. Also, before we get started, and this is a special surprise for Debbie, just because I know she loves it. I was scrolling through my Facebook Marketplace looking for Lego sets to buy, bulk Lego, and I came across this, and all I could think of was Debbie. And I'm gonna I took a screen cap of it. I'm gonna show it here on the show now. We might get edited for this, but I'm gonna show it anyway. So here you go, Debbie. This is just for you. Oh, come on.
Oh gosh.
A 1981 vintage Indiana Jones 12-inch Harrison Ford action figure with no clothes.
Hey, it's only $10. There you go.
It's
Debbie,
only
get
$10.
Oh, man.
You're welcome, Debbie. Happy birthday. Okay, let's talk about the Skeleton Crew. Now that we've had our laughs, we've had our fun. So Skeleton Crew, we're starting back with the pirates again. Everybody's heading toward At-Attin. I really hope that they don't. I'm really enjoying Jude Law being a bad guy, and I mean he is like, he was pegged so much as, oh, this is a Jude Law project, a Star Wars Jude Law project, and that was a big thing for him. But now it's like he's turning into the villain of the story. Mm-hmm. And I'm loving the fact that not only is he the villain, but like with Treasure Island, you knew that John Silver was the villain of the story, but in the same token, you also saw some kind of affection toward Jim Hawkins. So he was the villain, but he had a touch of good in him. This guy, in my opinion, at this point, I mean, he's done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing to show that he has any care or remorse for these children. And this episode just solidified all of that. So he has moved. He's no longer, in my opinion anyway, the lovable villain. He's a bad guy, but he's got a good streak to him, so we can love him in a sense. Versus this guy's just, I mean, he shot the captain of the ship. He threatened the kids. Not only threatened them, but it was more like, it wasn't like a, look, this is going to be okay. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to turn you loose to your parents. All I want is my money, and then I'm going to get out of here. It was, no, I'm going to cut you into pieces with my lightsaber if you don't cooperate with me. Yeah.
And he was very detailed too. I was like, geez. Yeah.
So, I mean, he is a full-on, in-your-face bad guy at this point.
Yeah, and he shot Brutus point blank. Like Brutus was caught up in the cargo claw, just dangling helpless, and he walks up and just pops him. This guy is shaping up to be a really irredeemable villain, and honestly, I love it. Jude Law is playing him to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he's been so much attached to this movie, and really, I went into this thinking, okay, this is about pirates, and he's going to be the lovable bad guy. But no, he is just full on in your face bad guy.
It's true.
Yeah.
Sucker punch.
It was a great highlight of the episode for me. I think this episode is probably my favorite, honestly. Just the flick of the switch with him, and you really do learn a lot about his character in this episode. It's fantastic.
Well, that's the thing about this show, is that each episode has been progressively just getting better and better and better. You see a lot in shows where it's like, you have the really crazy dramatic first episode that grips you. Then you have kind of a lull through the rest of the season. And then the last episode, shit hits the fan. But with this one, it's been like a really steady progression.
Yeah, I was even surprised with how much I liked this one, because I mean, I loved episode 6. I was like, is it going to get any better than this? And it did. And I was like, wow. So.
And Andrew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Play it again this week.
Yeah.
I've been waiting, and next week is your last week. There have been no flashback episodes. Thank God. I'm not complaining about it, but you were the one.
The prophet was wrong again.
You know why? Here's why. Because they gave us 2 for the Acolyte. They couldn't give us another one for Skeleton Crew.
Oh, they used up the flashback budget.
Yeah, they used up the whole. That's why. I'll contact Filoni and ask him why.
That brings up an interesting point, though, because it's like you would think by now, if we were to have gotten a flashback with Jod, we would have had it by now. But we haven't seen
he
anything.
doesn't need one. He really, I mean, honestly, he doesn't need one. He's
That's fair.
he's a pirate.
That's fair.
All
My
you need.
guess is that he's probably going to end up getting like a book, like a prequel book about him.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
happened
I
with the Acolyte. So
Now,
yeah.
I will say one little thing slightly to Andrew's defense. The first like 5 minutes of the first episode were kind of sort of a flashback because it showed the pirates raiding the ship and basically his fall from grace, if you will. You wanted us to rob the ship and there's one credit in here, what good is this? And so, I mean, kind of technically, sort of, maybe that was a flashback, but
yeah,
it may have just been starting there.
It was a prologue.
I think it was just starting there.
I was going to say maybe it flashed back to the day before.
Yeah.
Right. Still a flashback. I'll take it.
Now, I will say this. That's actually an interesting theory because we did the supervisor was heard in this one. It's not Palpatine, unfortunately. I think that's what we were kind of hoping for.
I wasn't. I'm kind of ready to move away from Palpatine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so much mystery because we still don't know who that is. Because my thing with Jod is we don't know how he's connected to the Force. Was he a Padawan or is it a natural ability to him? That's the main thing for me.
He's a gray Jedi.
A gray Jedi.
No.
Yes.
First of all, they don't exist, and second of all, he's evil. He's threatening to dismember children and their families. There's nothing gray about him except maybe his hair.
That's interesting.
He did get his helmet back too, by the way. I thought that was good.
Cool. Until it got destroyed.
But anyway, they get to, and I mean seriously too. They get to the planet, and of course it's I think Treasure Planet was mentioned twice, which was all kinds of happy because I love that movie. That's a movie we need to do, Cam. We can do Treasure Planet, just because.
I will add it to the list.
Because that's a great movie.
Before you add Collateral.
I've already added Collateral.
Okay, good. Just had to double check.
Debbie's looking at me like, "Oh, you're gonna make David watch another Tom Cruise movie, aren't you?"
Yep.
You can space them out. I mean, maybe do Collateral in a couple months, and that way Dave's had time to recover from Valkyrie.
Dave's gonna have to see a therapist.
My anger has subsided enough to where I'm not going to have an aneurysm while I'm watching.
He'll watch another Tom Cruise movie and he'll have to go to therapy. And he'll sit down in the therapist chair and be like, "It all started as a kid. I watched Top Gun."
But then one of us sneaks up to theater David goes to. We see him front in line for a Mission Impossible 8.
And I'm standing there in that line.
Traitor!
He's a closeted Tom Cruise fan.
I'm standing there in that line. Father, forgive me, for I know not what I do.
Just wait till Tom Cruise gets cast in a Star Wars project. What do you do then? No answer.
No answer. But see, it was rumored for a Marvel project too, because he was rumored to be like an Ultimate Iron Man or something.
He was rumored to be Superior Iron Man.
Or Superior
who had
Iron
like
Man,
a living suit that was bolstered by the Infinity Stones. I would have liked to have seen that, but whatever.
Not Tom Cruise. I would have liked to have seen that. Yes, Tom Cruise. No. Yes, SM33 did use the phrase treasure planet, but I think Brutus actually used it first. I watched it again just before the show tonight, and I think he said, because when they pulled up to the planet, oh, your treasure planet is nothing but a mass of storms, and he's like, oh, it's a camouflage. It's and I mean, what better way to hide the planet than to hide it as a planet that is
like a gas giant,
unland-onable.
And this is now, I think, the second time in canon that we've seen something like this. I think the first time was back in Rebels, whenever they were trying to find oh crap, his name escapes me. The
Bendu?
big dude in the
The Bendu?
No. The Lasat character. What was his name?
Holy crap! Now I can't think of it.
Let me see. I'm on it.
And it sucks. I love that series so freaking much, and I can't remember his name.
Zeb.
Ah!
When
I
they're
knew
looking,
there's a Z in there somewhere.
When he moves, when they move,
and he's on the crew. How could you not remember his name?
It happens when you get older. Sometimes your brain farts. So.
I'll have to check myself into the dementia ward or something. But yes, this is the second time now that we've seen a planet obscured by something like that, where they tried to find Zeb's planet or Zeb's new planet back in Rebels.
Yeah. So, again, but and he keeps telling the crew too. He's like, look.
Thanks, Garrett.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Was Tom Hanks peeing in Star Wars? Anyway, and of course they send in the pirate. They send in the one pirate to go. Oh, just send somebody down there. I'll go. He even volunteered. And they were like, no, I don't think so. Not you. And which, honestly, to be perfectly honest, they probably should have sent him, because it would have killed him, and everybody would have been happy. But
yeah, and then they would have tried to go in themselves, and then they all would have died. So
well, either they would have gone and tried to go in by themselves, or they would have said, yeah, this isn't what he said it was. We're leaving. This is, he tricked us. We're leaving. And then the other ship would have shown up, and everybody would have been happy and landed on the planet, and we wouldn't have needed an episode 8.
Roll credits.
It's like those memes, those Star Wars memes of like, it's like 2 stills and then directed by George Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we got some more of Jaleel White in this one. I'm glad he's working again.
Yeah.
Did I do
he's
that?
He's not a bad actor.
No, I'm not. I personally, Andrew, yes, you're right. That's who that is. But I am going to do my best not to typecast the poor man. So he has done other stuff other than Urkel, and he should be praised for that. So
you ask him if he's been in this movie, and he goes, "Did I do that?"
Is Urkel something that created him and basically defines him at this point? Yes. I mean, it's like Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens is always and forever going to be Pee Wee Herman, but he did other stuff too, So, Mystery Men being one of my favorites that he did. So, anyway, but where are we? They got to At-Attin.
They send the guy down.
They send the guy down. They're getting ready to toss him out the airlock. It seems like he's got part of the crew that's kind of in his favor, because that you got the one that was like, no, we're showing, and they let him out of the air. They had him in the airlock. They were getting ready to check him out into space. And they turn, no, you got to listen to me. This is how we get in. We need the ship to get in, blah, 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 blah. And They let him out of the tube. They were listening to him. So it was, huh?
For some reason, I don't know why they would.
I think, like I said, I think that if not all of the crew still, to a degree, trusts him.
Right.
Still thinks of them as captain.
No, at the end of the day, like pirates, they always want treasure. So it makes sense. Why?
Han Solo's the same way. He can, for the most part, pretty much talk himself out of anything.
Yes, he does. Every time.
But not out of you.
Nice.
Tell that to Conjure Club.
I never made a deal with Conjure Club.
God, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just that interaction there was great. But anyway, but they catch the Onyx Cinder. The kids try to scare the pirates. Is that a good way to put that? Using the voice modulator. Not that. It was the voice modulator and the.
Oh, right.
We're going to set up booby traps and all this other stuff. And he basically says, just go on board. You're going to find 4 frightened children. And that's it.
That was all she wrote. Brutus got caught by the claw. And then he got shot.
And then he got shot. That Brutus was a mutineer and a... What else did he say?
Backstabber.
Backstabbing.
Yeah. So... Which, I mean, that makes sense. He's the one that basically ousted him from captaincy at the beginning of the series. So
goes full circle.
Yeah, and it's not every day in Star Wars that we see just a straight up execution like that.
Yeah, no blood, but this is the kids show.
It does kind of call to mind the other times we've seen stuff like that happen, like in Rebels, where the Inquisitor does the double decapitation on those Imperial officers. The First Order at the beginning of The Force Awakens, killing the village people. I mean, Star Wars can be brutal, but again, like you said, it is first and foremost a kids franchise, so we're not going to see
New Hope
exit wounds very often.
The New Hope Cantina scene, we had blood in that.
Oh
one.
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
So, Revenge of the Sith, it didn't really happen on screen, but you knew what was happening. Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we gonna do?
You mean with the sunflowers?
Yeah, the sunflowers. It's like, I know what's about to happen here.
The sunflowers is terrible.
But yeah, to see it directly on screen, and again in front of the kids too, and again, kids TV show.
Don't worry, little Timmy, he's fine.
He'll be back in the next episode, I promise.
Yeah,
and the recaps
at the very end of Skeleton Crew, Brutus will return.
Oh gosh. And then we'll say somehow Brutus returned.
Yeah,
episode 1 of season 2.
Yeah, it'll be explained. Before he got shot, he sent his soul to a clone body out in a pirate planet or something. Which, granted, was pulled directly from Legends, but still, I enjoy making fun of it now and then.
Of course. They get on the ship. The pirates get on the ship. They get the kids. Now I missed So 33 tells him he can't be the captain of this ship because he's the captain of the frigate, and per pirate code you can't be the captain of both ships. So he says, "Okay, fine." What did she do to?
She unclaimed Zed and then said it's for she claims it for kids only.
So why did that?
Good enough.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just said, "Okay, good enough," and then he attacks Jod.
Yeah.
It was great.
I don't get it either, but it's fun.
It was said so fast and such a high pitch, and then it all happened so quick. And I mean, I was almost gonna pull a Debbie to where I was like, okay, I need to rewind this, turn the captions on to find out exactly what she said to set him off. Because I caught the good enough. He was like, good enough, and then he went after it. And I was like, oh, nice. And he punched him,
Wow.
and
What are you watching?
Right.
That was awesome.
but anyway, yeah, it was just a claim for kids only. All right.
Maybe it has something to do with the fact that she was the captain of the ship. Maybe that puts her in higher standing. I don't know. I've been trying to make sense of it ever since I watched the episode, but I can't.
Know.
I should, but this is completely different pirate code. You know what? That's going to be the next book that comes out. You know, you've had the Sith. There's been a book about Sith teachings and a book about Jedi teachings. Now we're going to have a book about pirate code for the space pirate code.
I like it.
I'll take it. So anyway,
I mean, they need more of them, so.
now why didn't they kick him off the ship? They left him on the ship. Is what I did. They captured the ship. They didn't kick him off. They took him, and they're flying down through the barrier. And the barrier was kind of cool too, because again, it's only attacking the ships that don't belong there.
They didn't know he was on the ship.
They did. SM-33 knocked him out.
On the frigate, but not on the.
No, they knocked him out. They were on the Onyx Cinder.
No, they weren't. Because they were taking off, and he took his helmet off, and he was like, "No, no, 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 no."
I think he was on. I think that they were. I think that
Go
they were on
watch
the
it
Onyx
again,
Cinder.
rewind it, and put the captions on.
I will, but I'm fairly certain they were on the Onyx Cinder because they were there because she said, I claim this ship, and he said, no, I claim this ship. And
Yeah,
she
they
said,
were.
you can't claim both ships because you're already the captain of the frigate.
But when they took off, he was on the frigate. Go watch
Yeah.
it again.
Because he was like running, and I was like, oh, he's gonna like jump on or something, like catch on or something. And he did, apparently.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now.
He force jumped in.
I don't know. I have to go.
Because you see the cinder taking on, or the ramp slowly going up, and that's when he wakes up, takes his helmet off, and he's like, no, 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 no. And then you see the cinder take off. But he probably did use the force jump.
It's very quick. I'll say that. That's for sure. See, I'm not seeing that. See, he punched him.
I love watching the flashes in his glasses.
I know. See, I'm just. Oh yeah. He wakes up. You do see the. Yeah. I see what you're saying there. And
Are you muted, Kim?
yeah, I think. Yeah. It just briefly shows him running off in that direction, and so it's like the assumption that he does
Good
get
loss,
into
Cam.
it at that moment.
I think he was getting a call or
Rest in peace.
something.
One thing that we skipped over though that happened just before that sequence was the whole or also with how the episode began was we had all the parents sending up the message.
That's
and
right.
then we had the message
And all of
just
them getting
before this as
stunned.
well.
And you know what? So help me God, as good as these kid actors are. Okay, so the first time I watched this, and Andrew, I broke your cardinal law because Tuesday night I didn't watch it because I was doing dishes and all this other stuff, so I couldn't like completely focus on it. So I watched it. I watched it on my phone. And if you watch a show on your phone, especially in a well-lit room, it is you get a lot of, what do you call it? I'm trying to fix you, Andrew, Cam. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You're flying all over.
I've been
But
promoted.
when you watch a phone in like a well lit room, it's very hard to see all the what's going on. You know, it's just you got to turn your brightness way up, and that kills your battery and everything else. But God help me, these parents sounded like parents. I mean, they didn't sound like actors trying to be parents. I mean, the lady who played Neil's mom, she sounded like a stout, portly mom. That's what she sounded like a mom would sound like. That's what I wanted. That's what I would have wanted my mom to sound like. You know, I mean, she sounded great, and I know that's not. I don't know. That might be the actor's actual voice, but regardless, Cam, you're just stuck. I'm sorry. I can't.
I will enjoy the promotion.
Andrew's
let
promoted
Andrew
by
ride. Let
technicality.
Andrew ride his glory
Cam's pulling me down.
for just a moment. But anyway, I mean, again, it's they acted like they sounded and looked and acted like parents.
Yeah, I really
And I
liked
loved it.
Yeah, I really like the whole beginning sequence there because just showing really how much they all cared. Actually, seeing all the parents together as well. And unless I'm mistaken, that was the first time we actually saw like Neil's father, right? Or did we see him somewhere else before? I don't think so, though. I think that was the first time we actually saw him.
He might have been in. Was it the third or fourth episode where they were all together?
Because I thought it was only the mother then, but I could be wrong.
I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
No,
remember.
yeah, I was going to say the mother for sure. I know we've seen her
Yeah,
several times because she sent him with the thing, "Don't let anybody see this," and then he put it on his desk. And I was like, "Idiot!" She said, "Don't let anybody see it."
By the way, the
Right.
Empire needs to find how to build or buy those droids because they can shoot. I mean, because it looked like they were like way off, and it was like, "You will be stunned." It was like,
Taking
oh,
them off.
like dang.
I did think
was
these
like,
are like
geez.
old Republic sort of droids as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, they can shoot. They were shooting through trees, like
Yeah.
100+ feet away. I was like, sheesh.
Stop running. You will be.
and they
Yeah.
and they even identified them all too because they called the one what was it
Undersecretary
stop.
or Farah.
Right. They're definitely stalking them because they didn't shoot until they activated and replaced the thing. And so they were waiting for him to do something that's technically a treason.
But I don't think they didn't stun them. It was like, okay, you've got it in your hand. You don't have it. I'm not going to stun you. And then all of a sudden, oh, you picked it up. Now you're going to get stunned.
Right. Once they actually saw that they did something bad.
Yeah.
Give me the weapon. No, you don't take the weapon. He didn't kill you because you weren't armed.
Well, yeah, I found that interesting because it kind of
Predator.
shows, I think, how their programming works there. So, but yeah. Also, something else with the parents that I didn't realize, well, specifically Neil's mother, is I didn't realize that species, I don't know if they showed it before and I just missed it, but I didn't notice that there's like teeth behind the trunk and that's how they talk. I just always thought it was through the trunk.
They got the in fact, there have been several instances. You can actually, I mean, there's a mouth underneath the trunk.
Neil even said that in one of the episodes. He said, "I don't talk through my trunk."
I must have completely missed that because I didn't catch that until this episode because there's a blinkany moment, like you see the teeth from the mother, and that threw me off. I was like, wait, what?
You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
What's that?
6 episodes in, I thought it was in the trunk. I must have missed that trunk moment and everything.
Neil is the personification of talking out of your ass. He doesn't have a mouth.
We didn't get a lot from Neil this episode, and I was kind of disappointed. He was there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had a few lines, but I was like, oh man.
Well, this was more about, this was more about the big reveal of Jod as the villain.
Yeah.
So this was very much his episode.
Yeah. He stole the spotlight for sure.
He lands. He says he's the emissary for the Republic.
Yeah.
And basically,
I love how they don't even background check him. They're just like, they ask him, and he's like, "Yeah, that's me." They're like, right this way.
All right, cool. Come on, we'll take you to the vaults.
Although, to be fair, I just thought of this. To be fair, the only people coming to At-Attin are the ones that know about the planet and are given the coordinates. So they're probably thinking it's not just some rando.
The ship too.
Yeah,
Right,
the ship.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
going to be a dead giveaway. Your ship made it past the barrier, so obviously.
Because at first I was like, I didn't even checking the guy, and I was like, well, actually,
To be honest, what it reminded me of was Ferris Bueller, where he goes into the fancy restaurant. He's like, "You're Abe Froman." Yep, I'm Abe Froman. Sausage King of Chicago. Yep, that's me.
It was, and then I caught these two, or I caught these four on my way in, something along that lines. I see you, Kitty.
No, Kitty, this is my papa.
No, Kitty. She won't get up in my lap, but she'll harass me. And of course, they take him straight to the vault. And how many vaults do you have like this?
1,139.
39.
I thought they were going to go with the 1138.
1138. Yeah, I sure would have.
I was waiting for it, but they went one higher.
Because they like to go one step beyond.
But they had it was a golden opportunity. There were so many things.
I'm surprised that no one's mentioned this yet, but John decapitates Smee.
I was about to say.
I know. That was a big moment for me because I was like, not Smee.
I love Smee.
Maybe KB can put them back together.
I felt like Captain Hook in that moment. I was just like, Smee!
Now I will say this. Yeah, that was rough. It's not as rough as when I watched Rogue One over the weekend. So K2SO biting it was.
Oh, that's so sad.
Hit me a lot.
I always cry in that part.
That
no, not K2.
I think I even sent out a picture in the thing because it was Baze holding Chirrut right after he got gunned down, and I was like, "Oh no, I hate this part," but I love it because it's so well done.
Great movie,
but I hate it because it is what it is.
Everyone dies. I can't wait to see him back.
Huh?
I can't wait to see him back though. This year.
Yeah, Andor's this year. Season 2. It's only been 2 years? Something like that.
Season 1, I think so.
When did Andor season 1 come out? That's a great question. Let's look that up.
Oh, since we're speaking of anniversaries, since we're on the topic, we hit our 3-year anniversary about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
And that feels weird.
4-year
anniversary. Been 3 years. It feels like it's been
3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, it was 3. It'll be 4 this year.
Because we started with Book of Boba Fett when the Book of Boba Fett came out.
Andor season 1's about 2.5 years old.
So it's been 3 years. We start, and that started right tail end of December.
Yeah. 2.5 years old. Andrew, it's almost as old as you.
I know, right? And I've been doing this show for half my life.
Oh, snap. He gets in the deposit, the
vault.
The deposit. I was going to say suppository, and I know that's not right. The depository is the vault.
Take that gold and shove it up your ass.
The vault. We'll say vault because that is a better word.
I love when he asked the robot how many they have. It's a children's show, kids show.
But see again, and this is one of those. This is why robots don't work as security. Because if I'm a human and I'm working security, and I say, "Oh, you must be the emissary for the Republic, the Republic emissary." Well, come on, we'll show you the vault. And then you take the emissary down, and he picks one of them up, he looks at it, and then it all starts raining down, and he basically takes a, forgive me for saying this, he basically takes a golden shower. And as a human, I'm going to look at that and go, are you sure you're an emissary? Because that's just odd behavior. Whereas the droid's looking at it going, he's the emissary. I guess this is what they do.
Yeah.
So,
what kills me, they never even asked for his name. Like, don't the emissaries have names?
I guess not.
But like
The
verifying?
supervisor did not tell him the name. Well, too, they've got a ton of vaults. They have, 1,139 of those vaults?
Yeah, you were away.
Yeah, you're a little late, Andrew.
We talked about that already. Sorry.
Well,
old news.
But dog, it's
What you get for leaving the show.
I didn't choose to. I had to clean some up.
That's why you have a cat instead of a dog.
No,
Cats
you
are
still gotta
mighty
clean up when the cats throw up. I mean, geez.
Cats don't throw up.
Yeah, we got one that does it every day.
They merely leave. They merely leave their stomach contents as presents for you.
Right.
Yeah. Be grateful.
It's always fun. You slip in it,
Oh God.
Anyway, the kids reunite with their parents, of course, and everybody's happy. And then here comes Mr. Batty, which honestly, I'm looking at it going, okay, how's he going to get out of this? Because he can't contact his ship because he's got to talk to the supervisor. He can't take off. This Onyx Cinder's locked down. They were very clear about showing that when it hit that landing pad, it showed them locking it, clamping it down. So I'm like, okay, that's going to come into play later because that was like we're going to focus on that. And I was like, here's a little hint.
Oh, Garrett.
True story.
But so he's locked down. He's got all of these. He's got security droids. These security droids with him. They're behind him, and we have already established that they're good shots. And now he's got the parents and the kids in front of him. How's he gonna get out of this one?
Well, he lights his lightsaber, and the droid doesn't even do anything.
No, right?
It just stands there.
Now,
Oh, that's normal.
To be fair, he's an emissary of the Republic. The Republic has Jedi, so it's not like. So it would stand to reason that maybe the emissary is a Jedi, and that's why he has a lightsaber.
In the High Republic, they are, yes.
Possibly, I mean, that kind of makes sense. So the droid may be looking at it going, oh, well, that's normal. He's a Jedi, so why wouldn't he be like that?
I think the part of that, I think that goes back to as well how we were talking about the robot programming earlier of like, they didn't shoot the parents until the parents actually touched the thing. So like, until he does the act of, in this case, murder, he's innocent, I think is how the robot programming works. So.
I think that what it's going to come down to is, here's the thing: we don't know yet how strong he is with the Force. So that's probably going to end up being his big ace in the hole, is a big display of Force power.
What's going to come back and hit him because he really, gosh, what was his name? What's the main kid's name?
Wim.
Yeah. He really called him out. Nobody, everybody talks, but not so much as you, and blah blah blah. Just get over it, kind of thing. And I'm looking at it, going, something's going to snap in this kid, and it would not surprise me if the kid was actually Force sensitive, and now we're going to get a Mary Sue, broomstick kid, Mary Sue situation.
Well,
and then and it'll all happen in the last episode, and everybody's gonna be pissed off about it because it's like, oh, it's Mary Sue.
Speaking of Wim, earlier today the actor was on a Star Wars Time show, and it was pretty cool. He was talking about like Jude Law was like meeting him, and there was one episode they did where when they were filming, they didn't see him for like the whole day to like build up suspense for a scene. And so it's pretty cool seeing him. So yeah.
Or it'll be Neil.
Yeah.
Because nobody expects Neil. Neil's too cute.
Yeah, I remember with this episode, there was a quote that came out, I guess, a couple days ago or a day or two before the episode came out that Jude Law said, saying that episode 7 was his favorite because so much comes to a head and you will find out an awful lot very quickly about my character. And a lot of people were taking that as we'd get a backstory for him, which obviously didn't happen.
There was that flashback, Andrew.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I thought when he said that. I was like, yes, flashback.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'm saved.
But you know, he's still right though. You know, we saw that flick of a switch with him. Yeah.
And again, it was I was expecting the cookie cutter. Oh well, he's the bad guy with a heart of gold, and he's gonna turn and save them from the pirates. And no, he's just a bad guy.
He's just a
Yeah,
scumbag.
because he's kind of been back and forth this season, where like kind of like Jack Sparrow. He'll help you out as long as it's going to benefit him. So he's rescued the kids. He's done good things, here and there. But in this episode, we know that he truly is a bad guy. There's no redemption arc for him at all, unless I'm reading it wrong and they prove me wrong in the finale.
I want to
But
see
I
what
don't think-
happens. Sorry.
I don't think there'll be a redemption arc. Either he dies or he gets put in prison.
I think he needs to get away at the end, and then
Or
we can
that.
have then we
Then
can have
season 2.
season 2. Yes.
No, Neil. I am your father.
Oh God.
No.
No, it's not possible.
Who's Neil related to? Who are all these kids related to? Is
Neil.
Obi-Wan KB's father?
Neil is actually the offspring of Mace Windu. So
Out the window.
anyway, did we miss anything, Debbie? We good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Anything else anybody wanted to talk about in this episode? We missed what's his name, but we got him. Don't worry.
My only thing the only other thing that we haven't talked about yet is that I just found it interesting because I just found it like weird in the moment of like, the ship goes down to the vault. They're out there and the Jude Law's out in the vault. They're doing the stuff. And then like all of a sudden the parents come down. I was like, how in the world did the parents get down there so quickly? Especially when 5 minutes ago they were being held in a room there.
Yeah.
And the thing was closing. Yeah, it was like,
Right.
And
Snuck
see,
off.
okay, so explain this to me. So when the ship is coming down, they're telling everybody non-essential personnel clear the area, blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden the ground starts opening up, and you see all these citizens
People
like
fall,
sliding
yeah.
down, and I'm like, didn't they just tell everybody to get out of the way?
I don't think
Where-
anybody knew what was going on because this has never happened before.
Where are all the security droids telling everybody back up? You're in the wrong spot. You're going to get knocked down. Back up. We can stand out in the forest and shoot you for using an unlawful transmission device. But if you're standing on the landing pad, we'll just let you go.
They're not essential workers, so they're just like,
Hey, just go. You'll figure it out. They'll
Yeah.
teach you. Whatever.
That's what my mom would say. Teach you not to stand there.
Yeah.
For
So-
next time.
That's one minor problem I had with the episode. But other than that, it's fine.
See, that's just how I felt about the parents going down there quickly. It was like, yeah, I'm sure there's an explanation, but it's just like they're kind of just there when 5 minutes ago they were being held in a room for doing a bad thing.
The droid said he was gonna contact the parents. So
Okay.
Yeah, he said he was going to contact the parents. The other droid knew that the ship was coming in.
Gotcha.
And when they were on the pad and they were like, oh, these are the ones that left, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it would make perfect sense that they said, "Okay, those are your kids down there. We're going to start moving you that
Gotcha.
way.
I must have
We'll
missed
meet
that
you.
line as well.
We'll meet them down there." So
Gotcha.
I get that. That makes sense.
I must have just missed that line about the droids going on since a lot was going on at that time.
So, shameless plugs. What do we got tonight, Debbie? Today is
I'm trying to
Wednesday. It's not
I
Thursday.
know.
It's
I'm just like,
Wednesday.
God, what day is this?
War of the
So
Stars.
Friday, Federation Friday, Court Martial is the episode.
That's over on the Geek and I podcast.
Yeah, the Geek and I podcast. Saturday is the Geek Gauntlet. Sunday is Cam in Focus. I don't know what you're talking about.
What are we doing? Oh, the Mummy, 1999.
Oh, the Mummy.
Oh,
Yes,
you
that's
weren't
right.
supposed to say that because Cam's doing that. That's Cam's plug.
Egypt again? Are you kidding me?
Oh, Cam. You made Cam mad.
Let me tell you something real quick, Debbie. I just think that you're
Nice.
I apologize. I was thrown off by the whole it's Wednesday, not Thursday thing.
It's Wednesday. She's still on MCU Mondays.
Yeah.
Cam's daughter goes, "What does that mean, Dad?"
I'll shut up now.
We will be back on Monday night, though, for MCU Mondays. We're doing Daredevil season 3, episode, 5, I think? Are we on 5? All right. And then, of course, next Thursday for the season finale of Skeleton Crew. Cam, shameless plugs. Go ahead now. Shameless plugs.
Yeah, well, yes, as Debbie so eloquently put, this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be the next episode of Cam and Focus Weekly. We are this past Sunday we covered DreamWorks. I keep on having brain farts. It's like I can barely remember what time I woke up this morning. It's like thinking back to last Sunday is crazy. But yes, this past Sunday we did the first 3 DreamWorks animated films, which were The Prince of Egypt, The Road to El Dorado, and Ants. We had a lot of fun talking about that. This Sunday is going to be The Mummy from 1999 with Brendan Fraser. Going to be a lot of fun. They've been encouraging me to stick with the Egyptian theme, so
I got to think of more Egypt
This
movies.
is now the 4th Egyptian film that I've done.
We could watch Raiders.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
gonna be way down the list.
Night at the Museum. It's got a little bit of Egypt in there.
Oh God, here we go. But yes, that'll be this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard over on my Cam and Focus YouTube channel.
Nice.
Awesome. Andrew, do you have anything for shameless plugs?
It kind of goes with Spencer. So
Okay, well then
I'll let him. Yeah.
Then Spencer, do you have any shameless plugs for us tonight?
Yeah, on Saturday, me and Andrew will be talking about the last 3 episodes of Creature Commandos.
Nice.
That wraps up tomorrow. So we'll be talking about that. I also have a couple of videos I'm in the process of editing. First is a video over Alien Paradiso, issue 1, and then I will video over issue 1 of Kingdom Come. So be on the lookout for that. Those all on the Dingus Den.
On the Dingus Den. That's on YouTube, yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. I don't have anything. I don't have anything special coming up yet. I've got some stuff in the works, but until I have something a little more permanent, I won't have any shameless plugs. All of my stuff is what Debbie says. So I just go where Debbie tells me to go.
Mine usually is too, except for this week. I got Debbie's approval, so.
Thank you for joining us on a Wednesday night. I know it's not Thursday. My wife's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, honey.
Your birthday.
It's your I didn't have my video queued up. Hang on.
Oh.
Where is my video?
Mrs. Fur, we
darling.
apologize for the technical difficulties.
Happy birthday, honey.
It's my birthday!
But she will be 25 again. For the,
Don't say for how many times.
I'm not going to
yourself.
say for
I'm
how
like,
many
I'm
times.
forever 39. Right.
No. Actually, Samuel said the other day that she's only going to be. I think he said 32, and she was fine with that as well. So, yeah, leave me alone. We're old. Anyway, so that's going to do it for us tonight, right here on the Cantina Happy Hour. Y'all all have a great rest of your week. Stay safe from all the cold weather out there. Enjoy the weekend as it comes up, and y'all all have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. May the force be with you all.
It's him! He's the one who destroyed Khan! You call Han Solo a bitch, man! Han Solo is a bitch. No one calls Han Solo a bitch!